Yes, boss. You see the topic, man. Some people were robbed of their potential from young. Never heard of that before. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bust it down for you, make it real suave for you, right? So here's the deal. There's some people in this life that were supposed to go way farther, believe it or not, or be something big time in the world, or somebody big time work for a big time company. It's just certain things in certain circumstances held them back in their younger years and offset them. You get what I'm saying? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break some of that down for you, right? So first one, socioeconomic factors, right? So there's some kids, and this is well known. There's some kids who come from poverty, income restricted families, or families that lack education or access quality to certain things. You get what I'm saying? Those are some of the kids that were robbed of their potential, right? I'm not saying if you were robbed of your those accesses that you would have never gotten farther, but I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Some of the diamonds in the rough in life, they came from the mud, bro. They came from nothing, dog. Some of these people never had the opportunity as the next person to either be raised in a double-gated community or have their parents send them off to a private school. You get what I'm saying? Some kids really came from nothing. And that's why you have some people, they missed out in life and they tried their hardest, but it just didn't land them where they were supposed to be. Give you another one, right? Besides socioeconomic, family environments, and as well as that, their environment as well. You have some people that, example, like, this is true story. If my mom and my father never took the risk to come up here to America, I'd have probably still been in Jamaica, bro. You get what I'm saying? And everybody knows this. This is not no secret. Coming from Jamaica, there's a lot of kids that's stuck down there. Parents probably can't send them to school, or they don't have the money for this. That's why you see some people coming out of the islands or out of the trenches. Those are some of the most hungriest people, or people coming out of the garrison. It don't matter if it's from the islands or not. There's some people who never really had access to some things that some people might have, like the kids here in America. Some people never had access to that. So that's what made them tougher and made them go even harder to go ahead and get the things it is that they want in life. You feel me? That's why I said some people were robbed of their potential from young. As well as that everybody, as I stated, their situation is different. Family environment. This is a very big one, yo. There's a lot of people who come from abusive backgrounds. Meaning, yo, a lot of abuse going on in the home. Mom beating the dad, or dad not there, so mom taking out the anger on them, or vice versa. Mom not there, so dad taking out the anger on everybody. There's some people who came from some screwed up backgrounds, but they still made it work, right? And in case you haven't figured it out, I'm going to give you the real basis as to why I made this a topic, right? There's some people who make so much friggin' excuses, dog, it's not even funny. It's just like you would have somebody be like, yeah, man, I can't get a job, bro. Like, nobody's hiring. How did you try hard? Yeah, I tried hard. How many applications did you send out? Probably 2 or 3. You really want a job? You should be sending out no less than 10 for the day, bro. Yo, what else is going on? I don't have a car, and all this excuse and shit, my nigga. Some people live in a world full of excuses, and there's some people who've been babied their whole life, my nigga, who had everything put on a platter in front of them, and they still piss it away doing dumb shit. Reason for this video is that, dog, in life, there's no excuses, bruh. If you don't get it today and you out here trying, you'll probably get it tomorrow. You don't get it tomorrow, you'll get it next week. Not next month, next year. If you keep going hard at that same pace, you're going to get what it is that you want in life, dog. It's all about persistency and resilience, dog. That's why sometimes you hear the famous saying, when you get knocked down, get back up. Because you choosing to stay down, life just going to keep your ass there, dog. You got to get up and fight for something if you really want it, my nigga. Example, you want a girl's attention? Go hard to show her why you want her attention. I ain't telling you to go be no pansy and no sucker, my nigga. You get what I'm saying? But yo, make your presence felt, dog. You feel me? If you really want something in life, don't expect that somebody out there is going to go and get the shit for you. That's not how life works, bro. If you really want something, you got to want it bad for yourself. Because nobody's going to want it bad for you. Nobody's going to want it bad like you for you. You get what I'm saying? People can say, yo, they want to see you successful, but you got to want to see it for yourself and go after that. You get what I'm saying? Next one, education system. Exactly what I just stated. There are some people who went to places where they had inadequate teaching, poor educational system, or some kids who never had access to going to school. And I'm going to teach you a little story about this, right? This is very quick, nothing long, right? My mom used to tell me all the time I never had an education like you, DeMar. And I had to find out. My mom, I think she stopped going to school in like middle school or something like that. Because why? Her grandparents couldn't afford to send her to school. So I understand as I got older why my mom was bitter about a lot of things. Because the opportunities that we have here in America, a lot of them coming up from the islands, whether you're from Haiti, Jamaica, Guyana, a lot of people back home never had those opportunities, dog. So sometimes whenever you feel like, yo, I'm trying my hardest or I don't want to do school, just remember this, bro. What you may not appreciate, there's somebody out there begging for that opportunity, dog. You get what I'm saying? That's another tool how to keep you humble and grounded. Whatever you may feel like you don't appreciate, there's somebody else out there that really wants it, that they just probably don't have the shot like what you have. Feel me? Next one, cultural expectations. So based on some people's cultures and backgrounds, they accept certain things and they don't. You get what I'm saying? Just like example, in a Jamaican household, right? Everybody knows this, bro. And I'm not trying my people. This is just law. In a Jamaican household, Jamaicans, I ain't gonna front, bro. Jamaicans can belittle you, especially the old school parents that set in their ways. They can belittle you and talk all type of things about you. Sometimes they'll go and call somebody, yeah, you don't never believe what a little boy got to know. They calling people from New York, people from California, like this has nothing to friggin' do with them. Based on cultural things that they do, it's like in a shaming way, or it's like there's better practices that could be done, but based on cultural expectations, these are certain practices that can also fail that individual in their path to want to succeed in life. You don't speak words of life to me. You're quick to go call my auntie and talk shit about me. You get what I'm saying? Those type of things, right? Next thing, discrimination. There's a lot of people who face this. Yo, I'm qualified for this job. They said they need a bachelor's degree. I have the bachelor's degree. They needed me to do an intern. I did my intern. Guess what? Some people don't get the job. Why? Because of the color of their skin. There's a lot of people who get racially profiled. Then there's some people who are never profiled, never none of that, don't even have a record. They have the opportunity, they're just too friggin' lazy to take it. That's something that's common as well. And that's very common in I'm not gonna lie, in America. There's a lot of people here. I'm not saying Americans are like this, but there's hella people here in America that has become complacent. Oh, I'm relying on government and government assistance. And they just, oh my God, like they don't take advantage of no opportunities that's given to them, dog. And there's some people who pray for these opportunities. Yo, let me get a shot. Let me get an opportunity to come to America. And they take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said you got to be careful about that stuff, because realistically speaking, when you're making excuses and you know that you could go get a job, there's somebody who's not making excuses who really can't get that job. You get what I'm saying? So think about that in the future. Mental health, right? Mental health is something that's very big in the community. Of a lot of people suffer from this, especially a lot of black men as well, right? There's a lot of people who have mental health issues and they don't have anywhere to go and vent that out, or somewhere where somebody is willing to listen to them. It's just, you know, we're going to judge you. Why haven't you done this? Or why haven't you gotten better yet? Or why aren't you rich now? Or why didn't you get a job? It's like in some places, in some cultures, there's no leniency or anything given. You know what? I'm going to break this down, make it real easy. Look at the black culture, right? A lot of women will give excuses to a lot of these little dusty foot ass niggas who don't want to work, don't want to do anything, and oh, he tried so hard and he applied for the job and they just don't want to hire him. No, that nigga is lazy. That nigga is comfortable. You get what I'm saying? Because why? He don't got any real fire lit up underneath his ass. That's why he's so comfy. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who make excuses as to why they cannot do better, and that's how they've been enabled. Remember, I talked to you about that shit. There are people who've been enabled from young just to do foolishness, not try hard enough. I could give live examples of niggas that's in my family. People who don't want to work. People who make excuses, my nigga, and they're older than me, man. You get what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Last one, and this is very impacting. Lack of role models. This is like the #1 thing that's killing people in the black community. Black men, black women. Yeah, my bad about that, man. Stupid ass camera done cut off, bro. So here's the deal, right? There's some people with lack of role models, and that's the reason as to why they ended up the way that they did. Example, a young man being raised in a household without seeing his dad. You never seen somebody, your father, go to work every day, or you weren't raised with a father, so you're raised by your mom, so that's how you picked up your mom's behaviors. So you turn to the streets to get whatever it is that you wanted. You get what I'm saying? Just like, example, you have women out here who, they never really seen a woman be a woman. They just seen certain females probably teach them, this is how you use dudes, this is how you get what it is that you want. It's a reason as to why we're so backwards and screwed up in the community, because a lot of people weren't taught things the correct way. You feel me? And a lot of people never had a role model, or seen somebody, or had certain male figures or certain woman figures who taught them the right thing. It was just all in the aspect of using and getting over on the next person. You feel me? So with that being said, remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I want to uplift you, because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser, man. 144. Just remember this in life, bro. Just because, you had a screwed up background, or, you were robbed of your potential, that doesn't mean that you cannot make it to the finish line, dog. Just because you never had a role model in your life, bro, or somebody there to coach and guide you, doesn't mean that you cannot become a somebody tomorrow, bro. Remember the story about what it is that I told you, bro. My dad could have been alive for a longer period of time. My mom had a hand in my dad's demise, you feel me? And she did that as a plot scheme way as to, you know what? Look, I'm going to be taking over. You're going to listen to me. You're going to do what it is that I tell you to. My mom changed the whole course of the direction of my life from young. And that was all in the aspect of, I don't really like your father. You remind me of your father. I'm going to use you and get back what it is that I missed out on in life because of why you look like your father. You get what I'm saying? It's just little dumb shit. But all in all, bro, I forgive that lady. It's a whole blown dead situation. But just know this, bro. Just because you had a shitty start or a sour start doesn't mean that you can't have a sweet ending in life, bro. Remember the famous saying, what starts bitter ends sweet, and what starts sweet ends bitter. Just because you came from a screwed up background or a piss poor family line doesn't mean that you can't be the person who's a diamond in the rough from out of your family. Doesn't mean that you can't be the savior for your family, or the person who really makes noise for your family. Because I'm telling you right now, people first-handedly, if they had a witness or a front row seat to your life, people can pretty much see, this person is elevated. You don't know where that person came from. It's all about you and your success story. You get what I'm saying? 144 the world, man. Peace.